Namaste students, again today I am here with our chapter 1, chemical reactions and equations. We learned what is physical change, what is a chemical change, how should we write a chemical equation, how can we represent a chemical reaction. Our today's topic, balancing chemical equations. Recall the law of conservation of mass that you studied in class 9. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. That is, total mass of the elements present in the products of a chemical reaction has to be equal to the total mass of the elements present in the reactant. In other words, the number of atoms of each element remains the same before and after a chemical reaction. Hence, we need to balance a skeletal chemical equation. They must obey the law of conservation of mass. For example, formation of ammonia. Ammonia is formed by the combination of two different reactants. One is hydrogen, that is H2, and another one is nitrogen, that is N2. You can observe on the reactant side it contains two hydrogen atoms and two nitrogen atoms, whereas in the product side it contains three hydrogen atoms and one nitrogen atom. I need to balance nitrogen on both the sides, but how? I can add a molecule of ammonia on the product side. What happens on adding a molecule of ammonia? You will see the number of atoms of nitrogen on both the sides is balanced now, but there is an increase in the number of atoms of hydrogen on the product side, that is 6, whereas on the reactant side there is only 2. So 2 atoms of hydrogen can be converted to the 6 atoms of hydrogen. How? If we multiply or if we add 2 more molecules of hydrogen on the reactant side. So let us add now. That is H2 plus H2 plus H2. 3 you are going to add. So now it is 6, which is equal to the number of hydrogen atoms on the product side. It is a perfectly balanced chemical equation. Now, this equation, you can see number of atoms on the right side is equal to the number of atoms on the left side. They obey the law of conservation of mass. So, this equation is known as a balanced chemical equation. Now, let us go with some more example to make the topic clear. Our next example is hydrogen H2 reacts with oxygen O2 to form water H2O. Now we will see the reason why this chemical equation is unbalanced and exactly what do we mean by the term unbalanced. The number of oxygen atoms on the left is not equal to the number of oxygen atoms on the right. The important question is, can we balance this equation? The answer is yes. Let's go step by step and see how can we balance it. As a first step, it is always a good idea to draw boxes around each element or compound like this. Why did we draw these boxes? It's because nothing inside the box can be changed or altered when we are balancing the equation. Next, we will form a table which is shown here. Why did we draw the table? In the table you can see the row in the table tells us the number of oxygen atoms on the reactant is not equal to that on the product side. It's 2 on the left and 1 on the right. Let's try balancing the oxygen atoms first. As there is 1 oxygen atom on the product side, so we multiply H2O by 2. It is the partially balanced chemical equation. Also remember, you cannot change the formula of the compound or element that is already involved in the reaction, which means to balance the oxygen atom, we cannot change H2O, that is water, and write it as H2O2. This would be incorrect. Let us go to the partially balanced equation now. The number of oxygen atoms on each side is balanced. But what about hydrogen? When we multiplied H2O with 2, what happened? The number of oxygen atoms were equal on each side. But what about hydrogen atoms? The number of hydrogen atom on the left is 2. So how do you think we can balance it? We can multiply the hydrogen on the left side by 2 to get this. Is the equation balanced now? Exactly. You can verify from the table where number of atoms on the left hand side are equal to the right hand side, obeying the law of conservation of mass. We simply multiply the appropriate elements or compounds as necessary to balance each and every element. So when all equations are balanced, we say it as a balanced chemical equation. Hope the balancing topic is clear. So let us try now. I'll give you equation now. Try to balance the chemical equation. Equation is Fe plus H2O, Fe3O4 plus H2. Try to balance it now. This was the equation which I had asked you to balance. What's the first step we can do now? We draw boxes around each element or compound. The purpose of these boxes is to make sure that you don't change anything inside the boxes. Whatever you multiply, you do it for the entire box and not just a particular element. Let us draw a table. Why don't you try filling up this table? List the number of atoms of different elements present in the unbalanced equation in the given table. The different elements are iron, Fe, hydrogen, H, oxygen, O. After that, try to write the number of atoms on the reactant side and number of atoms on the product side. Try this. On the reactant side, there is only one iron atom. On the product side, it contains 3 atoms of iron. On the reactant side, there is only 2 atoms of hydrogen. Whereas the number of hydrogen atoms on the product side is also same. The number of atoms of oxygen is 1 on the reactant side. The number of atoms of oxygen on the product side is 4. So you can see from the table, the unbalanced part is iron and oxygen. How to balance? From where shall we start? Which element should be taken first? There are many questions now. So let's start. It is often convenient to start balancing with a compound that contains maximum number of atoms. It may be a reactant or a product. In that compound, select the element which has the maximum number of atoms. Using this criteria, we select Fe3O4 and the element oxygen in it. There are 4 oxygen atoms on the right hand side and only 1 on the left hand side. What should we do now? To balance the oxygen atom or to equalize, remember we cannot alter the formula of the compound or elements involved in the reaction. For example, To balance oxygen atom, we can put coefficient 4 as 4H2O. Now the partly balanced equation is Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Iron and hydrogen atoms are still unbalanced. To equalize the number of hydrogen atoms, make the number of molecules of hydrogen as 4 on the right hand side. After multiplying, the equation becomes Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Hope you are able to count that the number of atoms of hydrogen on both the side and number of atoms of oxygen on both the side is equal. Means our hydrogen and oxygen are balanced now. What about iron? How can you balance iron? Examine the above equation and pick up the third element which is not balanced. You will find that only one element is left to be balanced, that is iron. To equalize iron, we can take 3 atoms of iron on the left hand side. What happens when we take 3 atoms of iron? You can count and calculate. The number of atoms of iron on the reactant side is equal to the number of atoms of iron on the product side. Finally, to check the correctness of the balance equation, we count atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. Now we have the balanced chemical equation. The method of balancing chemical equation is called heat and trial method, as we make trials to balance the equation by using the smallest whole number coefficient. Remember, while balancing, there should not be any change in the chemical formula or molecular formula. While balancing the equation, just keep in mind the rules and regulation. Try to balance out as many as equations you can from the book or any other extra question bank or reference book. Now, only balancing is enough, or is there something else? Yes, symbols of physical states. Now, what do you mean by symbols of physical state? Carefully examine the equation. Does the equation tell us anything about the physical state of each reactant and product, whether it is gaseous, liquid, aqueous, solid? Gaseous G, liquid L, aqueous AQ, and solid S. Aqueous means when a solute or when a solid substance is dissolved in a solution state in water. To make a chemical equation more informative, the physical states of the reactants and the products are mentioned along with their chemical formula. The gaseous, liquid, aqueous and solid state are represented by the notation as I mentioned. The word aqueous, AQ, is written if the reactant or product is present as a solution in water. Note that the symbol G is used with H2O to indicate that in this reaction water is used in the form of steam. Usually, physical states are not included in a chemical reaction unless it is necessary to specify them. Sometimes the reaction conditions such as temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. for the reaction are indicated above or below the arrow in the equation. For example, if temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. For example, if the reaction takes place in the presence of sunlight. Try balancing these two equations, which I have shown in the screen. Thank you. So this is how can we balance a chemical equation? Practice at your home and make the topic clear to yourself.